Hey everybody, welcome to my garage. This is my 1969 Lincoln MKIII. This has been a fun project of mine for a while now, and I've really enjoyed learning about this car. I've been very fortunate to have a car genius brother-in-law who knows a lot more about cars than I do, and he has been a big help with a lot of things I've done to this car and plan to do to this car. As I said, I've owned this car for a while. It is black on black with a tan interior, a nice gloss paint finish that's actually, other than the smudge marks and things that and the dust that's kind of collected on it over the past months of sitting, it's in really nice condition, really straight. The top looks good, the black vinyl top. The interior is really nice. I did put on a new steering wheel and a tachometer, and I switched the radio out to a digital radio and put new speakers in and that sort of thing. All original. A few minor things here and there, but nothing major. I mean, pretty nice for 1969. It actually is a 68.5, and a dead giveaway for that is the lack thereof of the headrest. Come around to the front of the car. We'll notice that the engine is gone. Now, the 69 Lincoln MKIII shares the same chassis as the Thunderbird. So if anybody out there is ever looking or owns a Mark III and looking for help, don't be afraid to go look online and research the Thunderbird, because they do share a lot of similarities. An interesting thing with this car is that the windshield wipers were powered by the power steering pump. Now we come over here to the old engine, sitting here on the engine stand. The power steering pump is right here, and this little key here actually slides right onto the crank, and that's where the power steering comes from. Now these are really reliable. I think they're made by Eaton. Really nice power steering pumps, but I think that you can just send them out to the Lincoln guys and do a core swap, and they'll send you another one. Another funky thing with the 69 block or the 69 460, was this water pump. So these two kind of make it an interesting combination if you're trying to do some work to your car or want to change things out. These two items here can kind of get in the way. So what I've done with my new engine, I'll show you here in a second, is I'm going to go with March Performance and go all serpentine based, and that just makes it easier and for future maintenance. The reason I pulled this motor, well, it drove nice. I didn't have any problems with it, except one day I was driving along and the carburetor puked up a ton of gas, and I lifted the hood and the gas is actually really vaporous, and I was very, very fortunate that the car didn't catch on fire. So then I figured, well, I'll put a new carburetor on it and a new intake while I'm at it. Heck, if I'm going to put a new carb on it, might as well do a new intake. So upon taking off the intake, I noticed that some of the rocker arms were broke. Or weren't broke, but cracked. They looked like they would go anytime. So I thought I'd put in some new basically brand new ones. I can't remember, I think it's comp cams, or they were really nice lifters and rockers that I put in there. I was going to redo everything on the top end without removing the heads. So I dove into that, and I said, you know what? Why not put some new heads on this while I'm at it? I got the top off, I might as well put some new heads on. Well, when we took the heads off, there was a coolant leak that was coming in from the gasket that had sprayed a leak on one of the cylinders. I don't remember which one exactly. But looking at the cylinder walls, they were really smooth, and I just figured, you know what, if I want to drive this car, let's say I want to drive to Florida, I can, and I won't have to ever worry about reliability, just have a brand new engine. So coming over here, this is a new, well, not new, it's a 71 D1 VE block that I had stroked to 514 cubic inches. Of course, I've got the Edelbrock heads on it. It's all Molly and Eagle, forged crank, forged pistons. Real nice setup. It does 475 horsepower, I think at 4,800 RPM. Does 500 foot-pound of torque at 1,900 RPM. And then it does, what was it, 610 foot-pounds. Yeah, 610 foot-pounds at 2,900 RPM. So it really is a beefy motor, and I'm really excited to put it in. The purpose of this car is not to make a hoopty or have airbag or big tires, I wanted a sleeper car. You see the Mustangs, the Camaros, Chevelles, great cars, don't get me wrong. You see a lot of those on the street, but you rarely see, well, hot rod Lincoln. So I think with this low torque or high torque at low RPM motor, this thing will really be a monster, especially when I put in the 373s in the back, the gear, change of gear ratio, and all that fun stuff. This will really be a fun car. The nice thing also when I'm working on this car is I actually have 3 of them. And in this garage here, I have another one under this car cover. But sometimes these cars sit for months at a time without doing anything to them, and I have these bags of screws, and I kind of forgot where I was going or what I was working on. So I can jump back to an original car and look at it. Now this car under here is not near the nice shape as my black car, my black Mark III. But it's nice to have that to reference. The transmission is currently being rebuilt. I'm having that rebuilt to make it a little beefier. Putting a light stage 2 shift kit in it, and also 6 planetary gears just to make it a little stronger. Having the new U-joints put on the drive shaft. A custom torque converter by Cuin Racing in Kokomo, Indiana. A good group of guys over there that take all your cam card specs and your dyno results and the engine and everything, and really critique and make a nice torque converter for you. So the purpose of this video, and hopefully more videos to come, is to not, talk about my car, which of course I do love this car. I love it a lot. But I'm hoping that I can take the videos and through my experience, trials and tribulations, and the things I learned in this car, and hopefully help inform other Mark III and Thunderbird owners who might run into some of these things. We're going to be changing out the blower motor, for instance, on this car, and that thing is just a booger to get to. And hopefully I can show someone else out there who has a Mark III how to do it. Up there you'll see the blower. Little things like that. We'll replace vacuum lines, of course. I'll put everything back together and try to shoot as much of that as I can to kind of help you reverse engineer when you go to work on your car. These cars are super simple to work on. This looks like a wiry mess and all these vacuum lines and stuff, but it really is a pretty easy car to work with, other than all the vacuum lines. And of course, here's the cruise control, which is really cool when you're cruising down the road in a 1969 with cruise control built in. Well, there it is, my 1969 Lincoln Mark III. I hope you'll tune back in for some other videos that will show of more progress on the car. It's going to be a while, but I'll try to shoot videos when I can, and I hope you guys enjoy them, and thanks for watching.